Hey everybody, Mike Hansen back with another Bite Size Tech Plus for Vintage Viewers video. Welcome back to the fourth in our series about AI and its impacts on the world, society, and your life. Today's subject is AI. Will it replace humans? The short answer to that question is yes. And current projections say that by 2045, 90+% of manufacturing jobs will be automated or robotic. 90+% of farm labor will be robotic or automated. Retail in-store services will be 90+% robotic or automated. Data management will be 90+% automated or robotic. And here's a scary one. Scientific research is projected to be over 80% non-human generated. So is that pretty bleak? Well, it does leave a space for mankind, and that space is creative intelligence, which we haven't got to with AI as yet. When I look at the progression of AI, automation, robotics, I can only put it in the frame of my own career trajectory. When I first started working, I was a service station attendant. Back then, almost 100% of all gas stations had service station attendants. I put the gas in the car, I checked the oil, I washed the window. Did you know that in the United States, there are now less than 3% of all gas stations that offer any kind of full service at all? The next job that I had was working for a mortgage loan origination company in Southern California. And I was trucking documents around all day long, 5 days a week. Well, we know where that's gone. With computer-generated documentation and e-signatures, that position has pretty much been eliminated. The next job I had, though, it was much more creative. You would think that it requires brain power to do it. But I was a mortgage loan underwriter. And what that was a position where I looked at the loan application that was filled out by a prospective borrower. I looked at the documentation they provided, and I created a picture of that borrower as to whether or not they were worthy of receiving a mortgage loan. And I made the ultimate decision, 100% human. In about the year 2000, this little thing called automated underwriting came into the picture. When automated underwriting first hit the scene, everybody was a naysayer. But now, automated underwriting controls almost every function in mortgage loan underwriting. Most loans can be applied for online. They are run through a computer, and they are a yes or a no. So where does this leave room for humans? Well, right now, it leaves room for humans in the more creative areas of our lives. Things like art, things like music, things like what I'm doing here today. This is coming straight out of my head, not out of a computer. So those are the things. But AI is right in our rear view, coming up on us fast. Things like ChatGPT, generative AI, those kind of things are eating into those creative processes. I was very disappointed a couple weeks ago when I saw a former coworker of mine had written an article for an online platform that was disclaimed as being at least partially written by AI. I was flabbergasted. You know what? Writing has always been one of those areas that I'm strong in, and I've had accolades for my writing. I don't want a computer doing my writing for me. One of the things that I think happens with those creative processes as they become automated, as AI comes in insidiously invading those areas, I think what it does is it absolutely rips the heart and soul out of those creative things for humans. But the good news is that only happens if we allow it to. One of the things that has come up with me in the last few years is I've had an argument with folks regarding self-checkout in a grocery store. I think that the checkout function now with bar scanning and every other thing that is involved in checking out groceries, I think a human is really not needed for that. It is a low function. And there are many, many, many other jobs that are being eliminated in the same way because those are tasks that can be robotic, that can be automated, that can be replaced with AI. So what do we do about that? Because we don't have any contingency plans for when those jobs go away. Well, our contingency plans should include, as a society, supporting education that allows people to gain those skills that are not going to be replaced immediately by automation and robotics. So what do we do to stem the tide of what appears to be an inexorable wave of AI taking the humanity out of almost everything? For me, I will continue to write my own pieces. For me, I will continue to give my own voice to the things that I create. For me, I will continue to put pen to paper. For me, I will continue to enjoy the outdoors, which is the thing that I'm not so sure AI or a computer or a robot can enjoy the outdoors. They may one day be able to enjoy that like a human, but right now, that's not the goal for AI or automation. So what we need to do is we need to enhance the things that make us human as long as we possibly can. Now, I don't anticipate that humanity will see its end in my lifetime. I hope, fingers crossed, but you never know. But my children and my children's children, they are looking at a brave new world, as Aldous Huxley wrote about, where humanity may be supplanted by its own creation. So in our next episode, we will look at the ethical issues of AI, automation, and robotics, and how we best as humans can navigate those issues. So stay tuned for that. For now, thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it interesting, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below. Until the next time, have a great day.